Are you tired of hitting roadblocks in your dating life? Join me for a free masterclass where I'll be revealing the 3 nice guy dating patterns that turn women off and what you should be doing instead. Unlock the secrets to creating genuine attraction. Click the link in the description to sign up now. I had some really nice comments left for me this week. I had a couple of guys write me, and I had somebody else leave a testimonial basically about how I've changed their lives by way of my coaching, by way of my videos. In one case, one guy actually had a one-on-one coaching session with him that actually saved his marriage. So I want to talk about that because I think it's good for you guys to see that people that are listening to my advice are actually getting beneficial, life-changing, life-altering advice that is helping their lives out immensely. So I want to see this. So this first guy, I mentioned this guy on a live stream I did a couple of weeks ago, and he had been the guy who said that he'd been dating his girl for a year, and in the beginning, sex was hot and heavy, and then it started to die down over time to where she wasn't initiating anymore. And so he thought maybe it's because of her birth control, or maybe it was something that he did, but they were still kissing and hugging each other. So he didn't know what was up, right? He didn't know what to do. And so on that live stream, I gave some advice. He followed it, and these were the results. So he said, "Hello, Harry. I wanted to follow up on some advice you gave me on a live stream. You requested I get back to you. I always love updates. So if I give you guys advice on the show and you guys use it and there's an update, please update me." So he says, "My girlfriend and I have been together for 12 months now. She eventually got an IUD, birth control, and around the same time, her sex drive died down. We went from having sex 2 times a day to 2 to 3 times per week. He said, we typically spend 4 or 5 days together in a week." So now some of you guys might be like, "I don't ever get that much sex at all. I'd love to have 2 to 3 times a week." But if you're a guy that's with a highly interested woman, they will be coming to you more often than not throughout the course of the week, and every day that they see you, they're going to want to do stuff. So if that starts to fall back even a little bit, it's very noticeable. Anyway, he says, "She also became harder to seduce sexually. I'm young and have high testosterone, so this became difficult for me to deal with. I chalked it up to either the honeymoon phase ending and or possibly her IUD situation. However, that didn't lower my sex drive, so I was determined to find a solution." Well, yeah, just because she's starting to fall off doesn't mean you're going to fall off. It's your testosterone, Anyway, so he says, "In your comment section, I mentioned that we had no underlying relationship hostilities, still would kiss and hug often, but the sex was becoming less common. You recommended I stop attempting to initiate sexually for 2 weeks, and I did. This reset her sexual interest, and I found her giving me clear signals again. Since then, we have been having sex more often. Thank you for the advice. Hopefully this helps other people in the future." So I want to say thanks to that guy for updating us. I'm glad to know that advice worked. And to the rest of you guys, if you notice that your girl's starting to fall off a bit, or maybe she's not initiating as much, a lot of that could honestly be because you as the guy are starting to initiate too much. And there's always this thought or pattern that things in a relationship need to be 50-50, meaning that she needs to come to you 50% of the time to ask for sex, and then you need to go to her 50% of the time. I try to stress to you guys, it is really more like 3 to 1. Like for every 3 times she comes to you, you go to her 1 time. It balances out better that way because women feel things from us 3 times as much. So if you start trying to ask for sex or initiate sex too much, it's going to feel like too much for her, and it's going to downplay her feeling of wanting to come to you for sex. And it's always better for her to be coming to you for sex. Yes, we know you want it, but we want her to feel like it is her decision to want to come to you for sex. And so that's why the advice I gave him worked so great. He was coming at her too much. I told him to diet down for 2 weeks and see what happens. And what happened was she starts to feel like, oh, he's not initiating as much, which means now I feel like initiating again. And then she went to him, and now it's back on track. So I'm glad that worked out. Thank you guys for writing us. So the second guy. So this guy had been having problems with his wife. I don't know if I want to get too detailed into a situation because I don't know if his wife's ever going to watch this or not. But suffice to say, there had been an incident where, he had been working too much at the job. And so she started to feel neglected. She started talking about possibly wanting to do other things with other people, and he didn't know how to handle that. So I did a live stream where I answered that question. I might have done like a video where I answered this question, right? And then he wrote to me and said he was going to meet up with his wife. So we got into a coaching session. I was able to coach him on basically I already could tell what he was going to probably do in terms of trying to go to her and try to ask for a relationship and talk about the relationship and feelings and stay, this is that. And that is never a good strategy. Like, guy, you going to the woman that's about to leave you and saying, oh, please, princess, stay. That is not the kind of behavior that looks masculine, and it's going to only make her feel more solidified in her decision to leave you. So I told him some things that I said, be patient. I said, just go there, try to have fun. If she brings up the relationship situation, then you can talk about it, but always keep things lively and upbeat. Don't be a Debbie Downer, like yada, yada, yada. So he ended up meeting with her. He did that, and this is what he wrote me. He said, hi, dear Harry. Sorry for being late in the update, but your advices were brilliant and helpful. I got courage, kept my cool, and my wife apologized to me for asking for a divorce for no big reason. So basically she was saying, I think we should get divorced because I'm thinking about other guys and I don't want to be embarrassed for you, blah, 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 right? And so, and other gurus have said this, so I'll reiterate here, but this is something I've come to realize, that part of a guy's job is to take her big problem and make it smaller. And what a lot of guys do is when she comes to them with a big problem, he tries to keep the problem as big as she is because they want to empathize with her. But unfortunately, doing that just makes her think about how big the problem is. You got to think about it like dealing with kids, right? When a kid comes to you, let's say you're playing with the kid and he falls down on the ground. The first thing a kid does is what? The kid looks at you to see what your reaction is. And at that moment, you have a decision to make. If you decide to make a big reaction, oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Now the kid knows, oh, this is a big deal. I need to start crying. And then they start crying and making a bigger deal. And you're like, I can't quiet my kid down. Oh my God, but you caused it. You caused the kid to make this incident feel like a big deal. Versus if you just, I got nephews and I got a nephew and a niece. So there have been times when I'm playing with them, they'll fall down, they'll tumble over. And in that moment, I can tell if I react the wrong way, they're going to cry. So instead I'll be like, oh man, that was really a downfall, wasn't it? Oh my God. And then they'll be like, ha 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 ha, and then they move on. So it's like, oh, because I reacted that way, no pain, I made it a less of a problem. So she's going to him, I think we should get a divorce. He needs to be like, babe, I get it. Like, I was busy at work. I wasn't there. So you know what? Like, if it's not good that you were thinking about other guys, but it is what it is, But hey, you're not thinking about him now. You're thinking about me. We're in this great place together and let's just have some fun. Like, that allows her to be like, oh, okay, this isn't a big deal. You know what? Let's not get divorced. So anyway, she apologized for asking for a divorce for no big reason. And suddenly we discussed everything in detail and came back together again. And now she's going to go to therapy for more help about whatever her issues are. Many, many thanks. So another great guy that I was able to help out. And like I said, I'm glad to be able to help you guys. My whole reason for starting this channel in general is because I didn't have this growing up. I didn't have somebody to guide me through if a woman's doing a thing, if I'm saying a certain thing, why is that reaction there? What does she mean when she says this, whatever. So if I can help anybody be able to figure this stuff out, that's what the end game goal is. That's why I have I think as of now, I have 902 videos on my YouTube channel that's all about helping you guys. Free videos, in addition to the stuff you can get at the website that will even enhance your learning further, But thank you to that guy for keeping us updated. And then there was a third testimonial, and this person said, just under a random video that I did, she said, I think you are a brilliant human being with a unique gift. In this era, there's thousands, if not millions, of dating gurus of sorts. However, not everyone has the anointing of discernment in general. That's church talk. I know all about anointing and discernment because I went to church as a kid. Unlike most, you genuinely understand the way in which women on average can operate. And this is coming from a woman. Told you guys, women, they can at times be mad that I'm saying certain things, doing certain things. But the reality is I know why they think the way they do. I know why they function the way they do. I know why they say the things that they say and how they operate. And that's a good thing. As a guy, you need to be able to know how women are going to function because of the two of you, you have the bigger risk of losing out if you don't understand them better. They can understand you, but they're going to be hormonal at times, and they're going to be changing their mind every other minute and not always be so decisive and be anxious at times, and they can get away with that. You can't. So the more you know women, the more beneficial it's going to be to your dating life overall. Anyway, she says, you are meant to teach, maybe even in various capacities on various subjects. Not even the best of professors can have a deep knowing beyond what they are just taught to believe. But you have an uncanny wisdom and the ability to convey it. You just may be one of God's favorites. So I just appreciate that. So thank you, ladies, so much for leaving that testimonial and for helping the other guys see that, yeah, If you know this stuff, you can come across in a way that you're not bitter towards women, you understand them better, you're able to empathize with them at times, and that'll allow you to be better with them, and they'll appreciate you for it overall, versus being a guy that's like, I just don't understand, I'm mad at all women, and then like they don't want to deal with you, So thank you guys for those testimonials.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high